If everything goes to plan, Need for Speed should be announced in May. May is usually when Need for Speed is announced. I'm not sure exactly when she's at the start or the end. It's very varied between there. But that's when we get a teaser of Need for Speed. So that means it's pretty damn close. Now, if you didn't know, they must have been developing the game for a very long time, because when the last game came out, I assume that's when they started at least the proper development in writing things down. And once the update stops, I assume that's when they started actually full on developing the game. At least you would hope so. Anyway, we're close. We're close, and we don't have much input at this point. We're pretty much more than halfway through development of the game. But, as always, I'd like to throw suggestions out to Ghost, because Need for Speed, as you know, is probably the biggest series closest to my heart. I absolutely love Need for Speed, and I want to make it the best it can possibly be. Now, the last Need for Speed, there were a lot of complaints, and leading up to every single Need for Speed, I always like to make suggestion videos and get conversation rolling between you guys and myself and Ghost, just so we can kind of throw some ideas around that maybe they would consider for the game, consider for maybe expansions, consider for the next future series, whatever. I just like to throw out ideas, and I like to hear your guys' ideas, because there isn't really a unified place that people really talk about Need for Speed that much. So why not be the Need for Speed man right here? I'm Mr. Need for Speed, let me remind you. So a series of videos will be coming out between now and the announcement, and after the announcement and the release of Need for Speed. Basically, we're going Need for Speed mad. And that's why I wanted to make this video here today, which is going to be the first in the series leading up to the announcement of Need for Speed, which is going to be talking about the possible cars I would like to see in Need for Speed, the next one, 2017, or even the games after it, or the DLC after it, or the expansions after it, if any of those exist. Because in the last game, there weren't any DLC, it was just expansions, like free expansions, but either way, these are some of the cars I'd like to see. But during this video, I want to hear your guys' input. If you disagree or agree with some of the cars that you want to hear, let me know a list down below in the comments. Structure your own list throughout this whole video of cars you'd like to see in Need for Speed 2017 or beyond, and then basically post them, okay? If you see someone with at least one car in their post with what you'd like to see, thumb it up so it goes to the top. You get the idea. Let's just get on with it, because you're probably moaning like, hurry up, get on with it. First one I'm going to say is 1969 Camaro. Now, the reason I bring this up is it's my favorite muscle car, favorite classic muscle car, favorite muscle car overall, full stop. This thing is a thing of beauty. Not only is it an amazing car, it's also a classic muscle. There weren't a lot of classic muscles in Need for Speed 2015. I believe there was like one or two from memory. There's a lot of classes in Need for Speed that need more cars. So what I'm saying is, in the game we had a lot of tuner cars, but there weren't that many muscle cars. There were very, very small amount of supercars, but the supercars I think I understand. I wish there was like a couple maybe, but I wish there were a lot more classic muscles, a few more tuners, a lot more hatchbacks, and a lot more lower end cars. I don't know why I was doing that. I'm like a rock concert or something. Which then leads me on, obviously, the 69 Camaro, which leads me to the 69 Charger and the 69 Challenger. It makes sense, right? What I want to see is a mix of adding a lot of cars in that are missing. So a lot of the cars that are in the categories that are missing. So classic muscle, for example, and very low-end hatchbacks. I want to see those filled in, but not only adding one or two, add a few, add the competition, add the full team in there. For example, here's another good example of what I want to see. So we had the BMW M3, lots of variants of the M4, whatever. We had variants of basically BMW's performance series, but we didn't have any of Audi. We didn't have any of Mercedes. You know, we didn't have the same kind of level of those three cars. Those are the three you think of, like Subaru and Evo. Like you need more of them to combine and bash against each other and make love, you know? Basically, that's what I'm saying. Fill in the cracks, almost. That's disgusting. Stop thinking like that, you dirty. The new NSX would be a good one, because that's a very much like, it's a supercar. It's like a supercar, like a hybrid, hyper supercar. I can't really get the words right out here. Like, hypercars are a new class. Then there's like supercars, but it's like this hybrid, the hypercar of the super. I can't do it, but you know what I mean. Basically, add the new NSX so we can compare it to the old one, and it's got more cars in there that are kind of higher end. Lexus is someone that was missing from Need for Speed. Again, they have the more exotic, oh, look at those, view from people, but if everybody forgets the IS300, it's possibly one of my favorite cars ever. The IS200, IS300, whatever. Basically, throw that in. That would be an absolutely sick car to throw against the other JDM icons. But anyway, also, along with like this, the LFA would be incredible. It's not in a lot of games for some reason, because it's a fucking incredible car. I don't understand. The LFA should be in a lot more games. And of course, the RCF. I'm going to say that because I'm an RCF fanboy, right? Evo 10, my favorite Evo. Where is it? It needs to be in there. There's some beautiful Evo 10s out there. Just you know, give me some. We need more Subarus for the competition. We have the little hatch Subaru. I'm not a huge fan of the Subaru hatch. Like, I wouldn't personally buy one. I mean, I like it, but I preferred the more saloon or coupe versions of the Subaru, the older ones. The 22B. Where's the 22B? Right? Add it in. Obviously, the most requested cars from the last game, the 350Z and 370Z. At least one of those needs to be in the game. I was thinking, I personally prefer the 370, but coming from a 370 guy, I would not mind a 350 with a lot of body mods, okay, to make it look like a 370 or look more extreme than a 370, okay? That's what I'd say. Again, that's considering the fact that if they add cars to this game, they can't add a lot. What I was saying is the game has like 50, 60 cars already. I think it has like 60 cars in the game. And what I would like to see is 5 or 10 more cars. At most 20 more cars. And you're like, what the because, right, my friend, why I'd like to see less cars is I would like to see more customization. You forget that the parts take almost as long, the full-on body kits especially, as a full car to make, okay? So if they spend less time making cars, that's more time making something else. And hopefully it would be parts for previous cars that are in the last game, and obviously the new cars as well would have to have a lot more parts. That's what I'm saying. I would like to see more parts than cars. I think that's fair to say. So this list, I don't want all these cars. These are just some suggestions I'd like to see in no particular order. Again, if you hopefully you guys in the comments are throughout this video making your own list. Now I was thinking of hatchbacks, low-end cars. There aren't enough low-end cars. We started in the Civic Type R. Type R is still quite a high-end car in my view. I want lower. Okay, now you don't have to somewhat force people to do this. Again, I'm not talking about progression in this video. I'm just talking about genuine cars in the game. Whether you keep them at this for 5 races or whatever, I just want to at least see these and able to upgrade them if you want to choose them. You can still start people in something a bit lower than a Civic car, but anyway, the point is, I want to see some cars like the Corsa, the Fiat 500, the Fiesta, the Golf, and the Peugeot 206. Now that's very much UK low-end cars, and in the US you would probably start off with a fucking Mustang. So, I mean, I would like to see a balance though, because that's very iconic. I say iconic. It's very symbolic cars to the UK, not iconic. Very symbolic cars to the UK and Europe in general. I've been to a lot of places in Europe and you'll see a hell of a lot of those cars. Also, throw in some more Volvo, for example, as well. Anywhere in Europe, you'll see mostly those cars, I would say. Another brilliant idea I thought of is the Jaguar XC or the XF. We need some Jaguars in there. Some of the sedan saloon Jaguars. Because Jaguar's on the up, if you didn't know. I see quite a few of them driving around now. And it made me go off them a little bit. But they're still fantastic cars. And I'm very glad they're on the rise. Jaguar needs to be in here somehow. Audi was a little bit shaky with this game. There was no Audis. There was probably a specific reason as to why there were no Audis in this game. But the point is, I would like to see them if possible. And the Audis I'd like to see, the RS6, my favorite Audi, I would say. The Audi R8, new or old, if both, brilliant. But I prefer, personally now, the new one. But the old one would be better in a game like Need for Speed for customization, in my view. And I'd also like to see the S3. I was thinking low end. I don't really want to do like the A1 or something like that, but the S3 is quite a popular car, and it's not too high end. We need more wagons. Sorry, but no, we need more wagons. There's no wagons in Need for Speed that I can think of. Wagons are cool. We can make some stupid drift missiles in the game, and that'll be perfect for it. Do you know what? They need to add some Jaguar wagons. Jagwags. That's fucking right. Jagwags. I invented that. I'm taking that one. You can all piss off. I invented it. The RX-8. How can... It's missing. We need the RX-8. SUVs was another thing I was thinking of. We need some more SUVs, like big pimping style spin. I'm joking. We don't need spinners. Spinners would be cool as shit. Honestly, I would buy spinners myself. But my SUVs, my Cadillacs, and all that kind of stuff. But SUVs would be cool just to have a little bit more competition and make it feel more like a very dirty, gritty racing game like Midnight Club and the old Need for Speed used to be. SUVs against like normal cars that absolutely destroy them because the SUVs had more time put into them. That would be fucking cool. Along with the weirdness of SUVs being in the game, I'd also like some lowriders. Lowriders again with a bit of hydraulic bounce or something that bags at the least. would be pretty dope. Did that man just say dope? It's 2017. C63 AMG, hopefully the older one, not the newer one. Not too keen on that one. SLS and Black Series upgrade style body kit. That would be fantastic. Sick, mate. Sick. Eclipse. It's not in the UK. It's a car that's literally not in the UK. And I see them in the US and I'm like, Meadow? I killed my audio by doing that, but yeah, I love the Eclipse. It's not in the UK. Add it in. Want some more cars that I don't really see very often. That's what I like. And that's why I was thinking the Corsas and stuff, because in the US, you don't really see those small hatchback cars everywhere. But that's my list for cars. Again, hopefully you guys have been building up your own list during this whole video. Let me know if you agree with a lot of the stuff I said, for example. I thought a lot of those are going to be awesome in the game, would be awesome in the game, just for the fact that this game is hopefully going to be more dirty and more gritty and everything than the previous. A lot of games in the past would be very much more aggressive towards you. Like, I remember in Underground, they would literally say, what the hell is that ride, when you first picked it and everything, and they'd laugh at you, and, you know, you'd have to build up your car for style points, although it did make you rice out your car and make it some really awful design sometimes. The point was, you started out shit, and they made fun of you, and they were like, your car's shit, and then you built your way up, and it felt fucking awesome. So awesome when you got to the top. And that's what I want to see in this game. Whether you want to keep a low-end car and build it up, or build up, sell, build up, sell, build up, sell all the way until the fucking Bugatti Veyron or something. The point is, I want this game to be able to, so you can play it any way you want. You can play with the Corsa all the way through. You can get your Skylines and stay at them, or you can go to your super or hypercars and do exactly the same thing. Anyway, let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Again, this is the start of the series and where we're going to be building up our hopes and dreams for Need for Speed. And again, I'm not saying that any of this will actually happen, but this is what I would like to see in the next Need for Speed. Some of them, like a few, like 5 or 6. That's my personal preference. But again, just be in the middle. I'd say about 20 cars. All right. Let's say 20. All right. Be sure to leave a like, subscribe if you are new, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.